So hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ian, and in today's episode I'm going to be doing a Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique session transcript. So welcome. In today's session, like I said, we will be doing a session transcript from a Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique session that I had done with a client that we will call Mandy for the purposes of this recording. She came to me 2 or 3 years ago, and we initially did the first session to find out the sources of her anxiety. And she had other life directional questions as well as some other curiosities that she wanted to learn. So these are normal questions that everyone sort of brings to their session, you know, their life purpose and the sources of their issues. So we explored in this first session very deeply and found somewhat an amazing cause to the anxiety, which turned out to be the fact that she'd only been incarnated on Earth maybe once or twice, and the likeliest chances were that this was by all means the cause of her issues that she was dealing with in this life. If you could imagine moving to a new school or moving to a new neighbourhood, that sort of struggle to fit in straight away can be quite a daunting experience for most people. And I think it's on a larger scale here, coming to Earth can be just the same sort of, if not more intense experience for people to go through. But yet they chose initially through their own free will to come and experience being on Earth. And a lot of people struggle if it's their first or second incarnation. This was true in a lot of books that I've read with these types of cases, where people will struggle fitting in socially maybe, or just not feeling quite right with their circumstances and just feeling lost almost. The majority of people are incarnated many times, so therefore they get used to the way of life of Earth and how it is to be on Earth. It's a human experience. But yet when other souls decide to come, this school of learning just becomes a little bit more intense for them, and so therefore this is reflective in their day-to-day lives. And with no exception with Mandy here, with what she was experiencing in her life. And in one of those sessions, Mandy was describing to me a planet that she was maybe part of, or she felt there was a job there that she was doing on this planet, and it was within this crystal city. And when she was describing this crystal city to me, I was building this image in my own mind's eye as she was experiencing it through the hypnosis. And she went away from that session and decided to do a painting of this crystal city, and she kindly shared that with me through an email. And when I seen it, I was just like, wow, this is exactly how I was envisioning it there and then at the time when she was describing it to me. So within those first 2 sessions, we had obviously discovered all these anxieties that were pretty much related to the fact that she was only incarnated once or twice. So it was up to Mandy then to go away and work on those as she listened back to her recording. So Mandy came to me to do this 3rd session, which was an absolute joy to facilitate for her. And coming off the back of those first 2 sessions, it was exciting to see what would come up in this 3rd session. And we certainly weren't disappointed. So now for the session transcript itself. So soon after the induction, they're taken to the appropriate time and place for them to learn from. That can be a completely random scene. But as the session opens up, this is what we discovered. So I ask, so tell me what you see around you. I can see a sort of moon landscape. It's like grey rock and dust, and the sky is black. And do you feel that you're on the surface, like standing on the surface? Yeah, I'm sitting down. And what else do you see around you? Is there anyone else there with you? No, it's like I'm examining the rocks and digging a little bit. It's like I'm taking samples. Describe this soil to me. What's it feel like and look like? It feels dry and powdery, like dust. And have a look down at your feet and describe what you see on your feet. I am wearing boots, like white or silver. And as you come up the body, describe what else you're wearing. I'm not very big. I'm skinny, and I'm wearing a suit. It's like the same silver fabric. And does the body feel young or old? Halfway, like middle-aged? And does it feel male or female? Neither. Does it feel healthy? Yes. So as you're examining these rocks and soils, what do you feel the purpose of this is for? I feel this place was different once. It's almost as though something has destroyed it. It used to be so green. So what do you feel the purposes of these samples are for? I'm not too sure. So what do you feel you should be doing next as you explore this surface? I've got a belt and I'm placing the samples in. I've got a whole collection of them. You're gathering them? Are they all from the same place? There are 5 that I gathered from here, and the rest are from different places. So let's see what happens next. What do you decide to do after you've gathered these samples? I don't want to stay here. What's causing you to feel like that? My job is done here, and there's nothing left to do. You feel like you have to move on? Yeah. And by what means do you intend to leave? I'm walking back to where I came from. There is this, it's like a pod, almost like a circle or oval sort of thing. I don't know what it is. So as you get closer to this, is this your means of transport? Yes. Describe what it looks like as you get closer and inside. It's completely featureless and white. And I press my hand in a panel, and on the side it opens up. And you go inside? Yes. Is there anyone else inside? No, it's just me. And so where do you need to be going now that you're leaving? I don't know, but the controls are quite amazing. Describe these controls to me. It's very elaborate and tiny, and it's like I know exactly what to do. My fingers are drifting over the panels, and I'm seeing things light up. And a navigational system? How's that controlled? The control, it's like powered by, I'm not sure, but it's almost unlimited energy. Like it's already there and it's just lifting on it. Let's just fast forward time slightly until you get to where you're next meant to be. What do you see around you? It's Earth, I think. It's got swirly white patterns in the atmosphere. Are you above the atmosphere, looking down? Yeah. And which part of the planet do you feel drawn to? There is so much blue here. Is this more blue than you are used to? Yeah, like I'm falling and going down through it, and the sea, it's so amazingly blue. And now you are here at Earth. What is it you feel your mission is now? I don't know. I feel there is many more now, more of my kind. What happens next? There is a whole swarm of these pod ships. They look like little white specks. They all look similar to yours? Yeah, but they blend in. Nobody sees them. And is there a reason why they are blending in? Why they are hidden? We don't want to be seen, of course. So what do you feel your mission is now? It's like we have to form a grid or something. It's very complicated. It's like energy more than research. And where would this grid be formed? Around the planet or in certain areas? It's areas, but we are moving, covering different parts. So what happens next? It's like we're spreading information in a grid pattern. We are just holding our space, and I'm supposed to just do this until the commands are different. Are there others of your kind doing the same role? Yes, we are all doing this. And where are these commands coming from? I don't know where the central ship is. I think I'm not sure. It's on the same planet. It's probably just outside the atmosphere. It's overseeing. Yeah? And with this energy grid, what would the purpose of this be? It's alleviating trauma. It's important, but it's hard work. And who is experiencing this trauma? Earth itself. What caused this trauma to Earth? There has been a rupture of some sorts many years ago. I can see a split, almost like a black lightning bolt through the Earth's surface. But I think that's a symbol and not really what happened. It's too big to understand for me at this moment. So this energy grid, would it prevent or heal this? It's like it's deflecting or it's converting energy, and it's taking the darkness out of it. But it's heavy work. This energy grid, is it preventing the energy coming to Earth from an outside source? No. There is energy coming from Earth, and it's been transferred into something lighter. It's almost to protect other places, I think. It's like a containment or a quarantine or something. Yes. And so what happens after these grids are placed? We are doing this for a long time in many different areas that need it. And we are healing and sending and converting the energy. These roles that you play, how does it make you feel to be part of this? I don't have an opinion as such. It's part of what I do. We are all very focused. To where do these motivations come from? I don't know. I just do it. It feels like we are damaging ourselves, like we are almost sacrificing ourselves to do this work. We need a lot of us to do it. Do some of your sort perish doing this job? It's like we know that this is our last job. My ship is getting thinner and it's shaking. At this point I detected a wavering in Mandy's voice, but she did not show any signs of fear or distress. I continued, what is causing this? Powerful energy, and it's transmuting into energy that is so different. It's like a clash, and we are holding it, and we are all at the center of it. As you're doing this work, is there anything else about this work that you can tell us about? It's almost as though my vision is glitching. My control panel, it's almost falling apart into fragments, but not really, because I still feel contained. Do you feel unsafe in this situation? Yes, but it's almost like I accept this. So what happens next as you're experiencing all this? We just evaporate. It's not a destruction. It's more gentle than that. Can you describe the feelings as you're experiencing all of this? I dissolve into almost 1,000,000 pieces, fragments like vapor, and I'm just nothing. I'm drifting. And do you feel like you accomplished what you set out to do from your command? Yes. So what happens now that you have turned into this vapor? My chest is hurting. I don't even have a body, but it's hurting. Can you tell me more about that? It's like a cramp. It's like the human body is not made for this energy. This energy, where does it come from? It is the energy being that I am now. The body finds it hard to translate and hold it. And can you explain what you are perceiving yourself to be now? I'm in a different dimension now. It's more peaceful. It's like light and dark at the same time. And it feels like time and all these things don't exist here. And what sort of experiences can you sense in this dimension that's different than before? It's just a resting zone. It's very short. It's like a bus stop or something. Like a parking place before you go. And after this resting stop has come to an end, do you realise the purpose of this resting stop? There are many more lights now. We are all going up. Can you describe it as you go up? What you see? Some are going down. Most are going up. And where are you going? I'm going up too. There's a big white light up further. So let's just see where this journey leads to. Describe what you see when you get to the end. It's like a star. It has features, but I cannot really see because it's so bright. And what else is important about this scene? It's warmer. It's almost like white gold. I want to call it source, but it's not really that. Do you feel a connection to it? Yes. So what do you feel you need to do next as you approach this star-like energy? I'm melting into it, and there's many particles like drifting and bouncing through and around the surface, and it's darker on the inside. It's like blue almost. Is there anything else around? I can see... It's like this place can take any shape, but now I can see very classical looking hallways of marble. It's almost like a cathedral. It's very long and narrow. And are there others there? Yes. And what do they look like? At the moment they look like people in white robes. They look very peaceful, intelligent, and wise. And what do you feel your role or purpose is in this situation? It's the Hall of Scholars, somebody tells me. Somewhere to learn? Yes. I'm just walking down this corridor, and there are lots of lights and glass and reflections in here. How does it make you feel to be in this environment? It's exactly where I'm supposed to be. So what is your purpose in this Hall of Scholars? I don't know, but I'm walking and seeing a big central space with a model. It's like a planetary system. It's like a model of it. Is there something of importance that you feel drawn to? I'm just wondering what this thing is. It's not really... It's decoration, but it's more than that. There is a hallway, and it's like this corridor becomes a balcony, and this model is below and above in this big central space. What's the purpose of this model? Is it a simulation? It's hard to tell. I'm asking somebody. She paused as if she was waiting for an answer. And she got one, replying, "It's the state of current affairs." And where are these current affairs? I still don't know what that means. Is there anything about this model that you recognize? There are different planets, and they are in orbit around the sun, and there are moons around these planets too. So let's just ask, why would you be shown this, and what would be the purpose of this? What were you meant to learn? I'm learning to map and trace the paths and the planets, stars, and the star configurations, and how they influence each other energetically. There is an observatory. These alignments of these stars and planets, what role do they play? People are drawing maps with these intricate instruments. Like geometries? Yes, it's beautiful. And what's the purpose of these? Predicting. And Earth is now. It needs to be contained. It's not dangerous, but it could be dangerous. So with this knowledge of these geometries and all that, what predictions are made? It's like this is the central command place. This is where they decide to send the troops to cover the Earth in grids. It's dirty work, because they will all die. So a degree of sacrifice has to be made. Yes. That everyone is willing to make? Yes. So what are the purposes of these sacrifices and everything else that is going on? It's containment. It's damage control. And yes, it's damage control. So what do you think you have to learn for your next mission? I am here to learn that my life had purpose. Before, I started thinking that this was unfair, but now I see it. Now, probably Mandy was referring to the fact that she had little choice in her mission to Earth. She felt a little under control of this command, and she had this lack of free will. It was something that she just had to accept and fulfill as this other entity. But we continued to proceed nicely and explore the space that she was in with all this great learning, and this is how it unfolded. So what happens next? I'm in front of a long table, and there are 9 beings sitting there. They're dressed like humans. They have white robes, and they're all male. They could be anything. What sort of feelings do you get from these 9 beings? They are very wise. They are counsel. What do they offer counsel on? Past lives and next lives? What do they divulge about that to you? They tell me I did well and ask me what I want to do next. And what do you feel you should do next? I don't know. I've never been asked anything like this. I need time to think. It's very shocking that they've asked me this. And do they allow you time to think? Yes, they are very friendly. They understand that I was just following orders up until now. And now you have a decision to make then? Yes. So what's going to help you with this decision? I go back to the model, in the observatory, and I'm just like a tourist here. It's like a big playground almost. I don't have a job to do, but everyone else here has. And what do you feel your purpose is here? Just to have some time to relax and discover what it is to be, to observe and visit. And what sort of knowledge is helping you make your next decision? I'm learning to read And I get there is a teacher, and he is showing me simple things like books. And what subjects are these books on? Astronomy and forces, gravity and light. And what can this knowledge be used for? I know this already, instinctively. It's almost like I wonder why they write all these things down. And what do you feel you can do with this knowledge? They want to show me how much I know already. I'm just walking through these corridors, and there are crystal observatories. There are these vibrating crystals in one room. And what are the purposes of these crystals? Energy. Energy that powers the building and the model. I feel like I don't want to be a ground troop anymore. What is it you feel your next role will be? Something part of the solution. I don't want to be damage control anymore. I want to be doing something more purposeful. What sort of elements of what you have learned? What can they be used for in this different plan that you have? Humility. It's what I learnt from this life. It's simple work with great purpose. And these new purposes, would they help? It's energy work again. I will be an energy worker. That's what the council tells me. What will this energy be used for? It will transform the energy of the earth on the surface onwards. They tell me it's not going to be easy. So what's going to hold back the progress of this energy work? What's going to make it not easy? There are many things. I will be unconscious of all this. I will forget what I am. I will believe the things that humans tell each other. And these things don't play a role, these stories that humans tell each other. Are they contradictory? They are just noises on the surface, but it will take me many human years to see through them. So what role do you feel you should be doing in your next mission? I will be very inconspicuous. I will blend in. I will seem very ordinary, just like everybody. And how will this help with your mission? It will make me feel like I'm not really doing a mission at all. It will make it easy. But on an unconscious level, there's a mission going on, yeah? Yes. There's always energy converted. It comes up from the surface, passes through the body and the spirit, and it will be lighter, and she will be equipped for this. So when do you decide to leave this school of learning? I will stay here for a long time. There are many rooms to visit. There are mosaics and tapestries. And is there anything else of importance here? I'm learning different lifetimes of Earth. There is the tapestry room of many threads. Which important parts of Earth history are relevant? Ecology, and how to breathe oxygen, and how to contain energy into the physical form, and how to be a child. There are so many things. How to read, how to speak language. I'm not used to all this, but I know many things. So let's just fast forward time until it's time to complete your lessons in this hall of scholars, there in front of your council. They tell me I'm ready. I know I'm ready because I've seen this place inside out, and I'm getting a little restless. What's causing you to be restless? I know everything now. Do you feel like you need to apply this? Yes, but I'm mostly scared. Where does this fear come from? It is different, and nothing can really prepare me. Do you think there is a lot to learn from this fear? Yes, it's part of the mission. I'm already growing, just by feeling in this fear. So what happens next, now that you're ready? They tell me that I will be supported, that I will not be alone, but I will be angry because it seems to be like that. And what advice did they have about this anger? Look up. First there is blue. This is why you came here. You found it fascinating that there could be such a colour. It is rare. And then at night you will see all the different places, more than just this one. And this could be just the stars in the sky then. Superficially, yes. And now that you have decided to come to Earth to learn all these lessons, how do you feel now? I feel calm. I am calm. I am ready. So let's just see what happens. Describe what you are seeing. I'm outside, but I can still see the cathedral where I came from. But I'm in a boat, and there's a great white heron standing on the shore. Is there anyone else with you in this boat? Yes, just one person from the hall, my teacher. And does he have anything to say? He says he will bring me as far as he can. So what happens next then, once he brings you as far as he can take you? There is a transition. I don't understand, but I'm seeing Earth now. I'm going closer. I'm not on a ship this time. I'm just pure energy. So tell me what happens once you reach Earth. I feel like I'm drifting into sleep. Like I'm falling into sleep. It's slipping away from me. Everything. Everything that you've left from the school? Yes, they said this would happen. It's like a new experience then? Yes. A strange experience that you're unfamiliar with? Yes. They warned me about this, so it's fine. What happens next? I'm 3 years old. There is furniture and human things, and it is difficult, but I have blended in okay. Part of me knows I'm doing my work with great efficiency already. I don't like being undeveloped. So there's an urgency to become more developed and more independent, is there? It's like this is a learning stage, to be dependent on others. So how does it feel to this 3-year-old? It's like I'm in a bad play. I'm just playing a role. It's very superficial. And what about the people around you? I have a younger brother. I meet him for the first time, and I'm confused. So what's confusing about it? Because there is another new soul here, and I feel I need to protect him. And what would be the reason for protecting this other soul? Because he is now 0 years old. I've got 3 years of experience already, and he's only just woken up. So now that you are surrounded with this other soul, what do you feel you should be doing next? I can't wait to be done with this childhood. It's so irritating. I'm not being taken serious. Sometimes I feel like this human body I could really do without. Is this body healthy? Yes. And how is it coping with these energies? It has received a mutation that is allowing energy work to happen quite naturally. It's like walking. It's as natural as that. And where did this received mutation come from? I was 20 days old when they gave it to me. It was night, and it happened very quickly. It's like helping with the integration of these energies? Yes. So let's just close that scene down and let's move forward to another important day within that lifetime. And tell me what you see around you. I'm in Scotland. I've just woken up. It's my very first night here. It's very cold, crisp. It's like I'm closer to home than I've ever been. The stars are clear at night, and the birds are very loud here. I would love this place. And what is it about this place that you love being in and around? This is where I learned to love Earth and how beautiful it is. I'm learning to work with energies from nature here. And where did you learn about these energies? Was it in the Hall of Scholars? I learned that the way plants grow are important. They use the sun, and I learn again. I listen to be humble, and I work with the body, and it is the happiest I've ever been in a long time. And are there any old energy patterns within the body that are needing adjusted? There is fear about earth things, like money and people. And whereabouts in the body does this fear reside? The belly. These fears come from human conditioning. It's another story that people tell each other, but this one is very convincing. Convincing in the sense that they are not real? There is some truth to them. There is the truth about what you do has repercussions, and money has use in human society, and she is uncomfortable about this. And what information do we have in order to alleviate these fears? Just accept that there will be discomfort in this aspect of human life. It will be lesser when she gets older. She can ask for financial assistance from the universe. It's just like asking for anything else. And how does she go about receiving this once she is asked? Once she is asked, her intention must be clear and helpful, constructive, and she must be patient, or she must be very clear in her intention. She can set a timer or a date if she wants to, but after that, it's out of her hands, and she has to let it go, because she will start to distort whatever comes back if she does not. And what is causing the distortion? She has a strong grasp of holding on to things, but she needs to let go. Letting go should be happening at night. She can write things down that she needs to let go of. It's a simple trick. And when she's wrote them down, what is meant to be done next? Just turn the page and it will take care of itself. So am I speaking to Mandy's higher self? Not really. And which part of Mandy are we speaking with today? There is a part of the conscious mind here that is almost the higher self. It resonates and it passes the message clearly, but then they get distorted. Is it because of this conscious interference? Yes. And how do we teach this consciousness of Mandy to be in a state of allowance, to allow the higher self to come through? Writing is important. She needs to keep writing about things. She needs to write down the things that she wants to believe, and then read them. It will get clearer when she has done that more often. And do we have permission to speak to Mandy's higher self today? Yeah. So what was the purpose behind these scenes that you were showing Mandy today? What can she take away from that she has learnt in this past life? She has a fascination with Earth, and the energy work she has done, and is still doing, is the most important thing for her. That's why she is here now. Yes, she wanted a clear message about what she was meant to be doing, or a general direction in this life. It's not so much about what she does or where she goes. It's the fact that she is here. There are many, many of her and doing the same thing. They are all in different parts of the world, and all of them, in a sense, form a grid, but without the self-sacrifice. There was a lot of sacrifice in that previous life. Yes, there was. And now, in this life, creativity and free will, self-direction. So this is what she chose to learn from this lifetime. She has received the gift of creativity again, and the gift of freedom. What would you say Mandy's purpose is for this lifetime? To transform energy subconsciously and consciously, to learn to manifest. And again, to create the beauty, she is always denying the powerful effects of that, and she has taken it more seriously now. She has doubts about her current job versus her self-employment of being an artist. What is the best way forward to get away from these doubts? It is a difficult place to be in. Earning money is never going to feel comfortable, and so whatever she does for money will never be very enjoyable. And art is. It could provide, for once she chooses for it to, but it will require a lot of mental strength, and she is not there yet. It's too early for her to let go of the security she has now, but she has to feel the uncomfortableness, and she has to go through it. It will remind her that she has a choice, but it's too early to put things in motion yet. So further down the line, will these doubts disappear? Yes, they will. She will do things in her spare time that she is already doing, and she is getting more focused once she starts getting work out there. Her artwork, that is. Not what she's doing for her clients in her current job. People will see her and they will ask for her, but she will be drawn away from where she works. But she is mistaken to think that it's going to be very difficult and a hard thing to do. She has to wait for questions and money and answers to come to her, and not the other way round. I was going to ask on tips on how for her to manifest her passions and her dreams, and how she manifests them quicker. There is visualization and writing and spending time in nature again, but she is doing, but not so very often. She said that she's managed to learn how to change her reality. She is getting there. Changing beliefs is hard because it's like sticky glue the human mind has that is difficult to navigate sometimes. How does she go about unsticking these? She doesn't. She just has to accept that this is the part of herself that gets in the way, and there is writing and trusting and visualizing, and then there is the thought that that is all she has to do, and realize the universe is more powerful than the mind. And does she underestimate this power? Yes. She wants to know about the emotional neglect that she experienced in her childhood. Can you tell her anything about that? These were the parents that were chosen for her because they are neutral and they are liberal in their thinking, and they would not interfere so much by becoming very, very loving and attaching to her. She had to leave home, and it would be easier this way. And this was all planned out before. Yes. We did not want to risk her not leaving home. She was loved, and she feels this. Can she use this love to heal this neglect? Healing is done through many ways that are not human. There is nature, and she is also extremely underestimating the power of spending time with one tree. It can be life-changing for her because it is a direct connection to the universe for her. And how does Mandy get clear answers from her higher self during her daily life? Dream work is very important for her. It is more important in this year. She will remember very clearly, and she can ask and get answers during her dreams, especially if they come from animals. And how does she translate these dreams? Sometimes they are literal. Sometimes she understands them in a strange way when she writes them down. And what changes can we expect this year? She will feel a lot more power to change things and will be able to manifest things. She will feel comfortable just by seeing herself, and she will learn to let go, and she will learn to trust. She will go to different places and explore and feel that love that she first felt. She will feel this again. She should not worry about working where she works now. She keeps seeing numbers, synchronicities. She checks the time and she sees 11:11, 14:14, etc. It's a little joke, and it's a reassurance that she is not alone. And is that true for everyone that sees these numbers? Yes. The common message is, you are on the right path, even if though it doesn't seem like that. So these numbers are dropped on our paths as a reminder of this path, that it is the right one. They are a reminder of how things are in line with each other at the moment. Nothing more than that. Mandy has a passion for running, but she finds that she can't do this with her current situation with her legs and ankles. What's the meaning behind this? She had an accident when she was pushing too hard and wanting too much. She wasn't trusting, and she had to be stopped. She learned how to trust and how to ask for help. Can she ask for help with healing for these weak knees and ankles now that she understands? There needs to be more healing done here. I'm doing this right now. Wonderful. Explain to me what you are doing. She feels a slight tingle. It's almost like the leg is half asleep, but there is some tissue damage and some waste removal going on. She can ask for help again to do this again at night. What else can she do on a daily basis to help this? She needs to walk more after work, and running could be good, but she needs to go and see a specialist for this. She has not been doing the right things before. She can run in the forest because the ground is soft. Because hard surfaces wouldn't be a good idea? No, and again, nature is healing. And this healing, will it continue tonight? It will continue for 3 days. 3 more days. So, what is the ultimate message that Mandy needs to adhere to with regards to her knees and ankles? The message here will be that she needs to go with the natural pace of things. This is the message, and not to run too fast, as she wants to change too many directions. This manifests in the body, and this is the message, and this is because she keeps ignoring it. So that concludes the session transcript for today. But I would just like to extend my thanks to Mandy for allowing me to share this with you guys today. And I also want to stress that not everyone has these types of sessions. If you are planning having a session of your very own, you can go to my website at igb-quantumhypnosis.com, where you can get in touch with me and discuss having your very own quantum hypnosis session. The best advice I have for future clients is not to have any expectation at all of what's going to happen during your session. The sessions that I choose for my YouTube channel tend to be for a wider audience, and therefore are full of information that I think other people will benefit from. So the majority of my sessions will not be on my YouTube channel. So thanks again for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell and stay up to date with my future videos. Any comments are very welcome in the comments section below. And also please share this with your friends and family. Bye for now.